guys have sent in a lot of requests for me to make an air fryer cake. And it wasn't until I completed my cake this week that I realized you wanted me to bake a cake in an air fryer, not cake and air fryer, which is what I did, because I only know how to take the difficult path in life. You know the first thing I have to do. I've already leveled my cakes. Now I'm going to cut each cake into 2 layers, leaving me with 10 layers of chocolate cake. The next thing I do, of course, you already know this, is simple syrup all of the layers and allow the simple syrup to soak in. I haven't caked a single appliance on the channel because they're usually black or stainless steel, and it doesn't really go with the aesthetic of how to cake it. But with this So Yummy air fryer, I mean, look at how good it looks in the How to Cake It kitchen. It's a beautiful lavender color. I dressed to match, and so this is going to be the first appliance that I cake. So I begin to fill and stack my cakes. The first cake is just gonna have 4 layers of cake filled with 3 layers of Italian meringue buttercream, and then the second cake will have 6 layers of cake filled with 5 layers of Italian meringue buttercream. It's pretty much like a double barrel cake, but I just like to build 2 separate parts and put them together when I'm further down the line. How to air fry it. Do you think that's a channel? Now that both of my cakes are chilled, it's time to start carving. I of course measured the air fryer over and over and over again. The first portion I'm gonna carve is that bottom part, which is sort of slightly curved in at the bottom. I carve the cake upside down. This is because I know the diameter of the bottom, and now I'm gonna carve sort of like a rounded curve on the cake. For the top of the cake, it's a much longer taper, so I'm taking that second cake I made and I'm just carving all the way around. What really sticks out for me about this air fryer is the top is on an angle. I am going to cut that angle, and what I find the hardest about replicating or replicating anything is how many times I want to measure it to make sure I'm right. Now I'm going to crumb coat them both and then pop them in the fridge to chill. Both my cakes are crumb coated. It is time to assemble this cake and make it one air fryer. Now it's time to ice this cake. So I've got to ice all the way around, ice the top. I'm going to use my invention to help me because there is such a curve to this shape, and I want to make sure to maintain that curve. And now I can pop it back in the fridge and get to work on my fondant. I find one of the hardest things about replicating is also coloring your fondant to match whatever the object is. I ended up deciding on trying to cover the entire air fryer. And now the tricky part is I have to roll up this big piece of fondant backward on a French rolling pin and brush away all the excess icing sugar so that I can unravel it on the cake and it will stick. I picked up the fondant, I wrapped it around the cake, it was secure, I smoothed the fondant, I trimmed away the excess, and I didn't like it. It was a little too rounded. It was a little too egg-shaped. It wasn't as sleek as the So Yummy air fryer.
Damn you, So Yummy, for making such a sleek air fryer.
So Yummy out-sleeked me, and I decided to rip off all of the fondant and re-ice the cake. Because of the thickness of the fondant, it was greatly rounding out the shape when I covered it, so I decided to use a bench scraper to smooth the fondant on the top half of the air fryer, which helped me maintain more of the sleek sort of A-line curve. Now I have a new cake. Well, I don't have a new cake. I have a cake in a new outfit, and it's time to cover the cake. This time I am going to cover it in 2 parts. I have to cover the top half of the cake. I've decided that instead of wrapping the top half, I will drape the fondant. Anytime you're draping a cake, you want to work on the top edge first. And the reason is the weight of the fondant itself will pull and it will start to crack at the top edge, especially because I'm currently in winter. So instantly I start to work on that top edge. I use a pin to prick the very top of the cake and let out any air. And then I smooth the fondant all the way around the cake. Now that the fondant is chilled, it's time for me to cut the seam. Another really tricky thing about adding a seam midway up a cake is if you use a ruler and mark the measurement all the way around, even though the measurement is correct, it's really difficult to pull your knife through and remain straight. So what I like to do is make my own rulers. You've seen them. I cut either foam board or picture matting to the exact measurement I need. And then that way I can run it along the cake and have the blade of my knife resting on that board and go around the cake and know that I'm straight. I'm gonna start to work on my handle so that it can sit aside and dry while I work on the rest of the cake. Do you know what I used as support for my handle? I really labored on this. I used a curtain bracket, like a bracket that is used. Okay, so I'm gonna start working on covering the inside of the handle, so that would be the part that your fingers wrap around when you're pulling out the drawer. First, I coat it in a little bit of piping gel, and then I roll out my gum paste into a tube, flatten it somewhat, and then I position it into the bracket. I also have to make the front part of the handle, which is what you see when you're looking at the air fryer. I'm going to make it separately and attach it after the handle has been placed into the cake. The top of the air fryer has a circular piece. So what I do is I measure the circumference of the indent. I choose a bowl. Thank goodness we have so many bowls in here. And I press that down into the top of the air fryer. And then I can use my tool to further deepen that indent. Now I need to roll out some fondant to lay on top in a perfect circle, and then I brush on a little bit of piping gel and lay that circle on top. Next, I need to cut out a circle from that circle. Does that make sense? I need to cut out a circle on top where the dial goes. There's only one dial at the top that lets you set it to the time required. And I appreciate anything that makes life simple in the kitchen. And I need to recreate that button. Whoa! Everyone's so excited about an air fryer. They're all driving up.
It's a truck full of air fryers. I ordered them from Target.
So now that I have cut that seam in the middle of the cake, I'm just going to use my veining tool to help indent it and make it a little more noticeable. And then I also have to use my veining tool to mark the edges of the drawer where they come out of the air fryer. I love the simplistic design of this So Yummy air fryer, but that's what makes it difficult to make as a cake, because the simpler something is, the less you can camouflage a mistake. Along with the dial on top, there's also little lights that will tell you when the air fryer is on and when it's not. I rolled out some black gum paste super thin, cut out 2 little thin stripes, and I carefully placed it in. Now you're gonna notice when I'm doing this how shaky I am. I have quite shaky hands, and you can see it more when I'm working on tiny, tiny details, but I got it in and I'm happy. Now here is where things get tricky. What I love about the So Yummy air fryer is that even the markings and the logo itself are very sleek. And although I have a white food coloring marker, it's very thick. So what I decide is to use a toothpick first to mark out all those dots and make sure they're evenly spaced. Then I delicately dip the tip of the toothpick into white gel color and just dot it where I made all those marks. So it just leaves a little white dot. But that made me so nervous because it's one of those things that if I make a mistake, I'd have to probably redo the circle on top of the cake. The reason I don't own an air fryer is because I don't have a lot of counter space in my small kitchen. And most air fryers I see are quite big. That's why I love how sleek and small this is. Thankfully, So Yummy sent me 2. I'm well taken care of. The other one is navy blue. Are you interested?
I love navy blue.
The So Yummy Bella logo, it's like an outline in white and it's front and center. And although you've seen me pipe, I don't do super fine piping the way you would see on a decorated cookie. So I know exactly who can conquer this problem. I called Megan, Downtown Dough TO. She makes the most gorgeous cookies, and she came in to help me pipe this logo in white royal icing.
It's like on tour, it might hold because there are too many.
I love this. I love this. I did some tests off camera of how I could possibly recreate this logo. They're horrible. And then Megan came and did some tests and they couldn't look more different. Now, are you worried at all? So normally, because you make cookies, you get to pipe with gravity helping you.
Yes.
But now I'm asking you to pipe along the side of a cake.
So I thought about this ahead of time and I feel like I can't pipe from top down because then gravity's gonna work against me and pull the icing down as I'm piping. So I think I have to try to do everything bottom up.
So tell me what you've set up here, Megan.
Okay, so we have the projector set up. This is now projecting the logo right onto the fondant on the cake. So royal icing, when it comes right out of the mixer, is typically very thick. It's very, very stiff. So this has been thinned out with a little bit of water. Thick enough that it will still hold its shape, but thin enough that I can pipe it in a nice, consistent line that streams nicely out of the bag without clogging.
Oh my God, it's so yummy. Oh, I don't know how you did that, despite the fact that I just watched. And you know what's funny? Normally I'd be nervous to let anyone touch my cake, but I wasn't at all nervous, as I just gave you my baby. Wow. I can't thank you enough.
You did it.
Now I have to just add a handle. Oh, the handle! That's not stressful. Carefully press it into the cake. You're sort of angling it ever so slightly downward, because that will help with gravity. Thanks again to So Yummy for sponsoring this video. Remember guys, you can pick up this So Yummy air fryer at Target, as well as the portable to-go blender I used in my Pi Day video. Click the link below, they're both $24.99. And next time, please be clear with your requests so I don't cake another appliance.